Okay, let's start class. Science class, the topic for today, it has the sounds travel class. How do sounds travel? That is the title. So remember that when we make sounds, we listen to different sounds. For example, if I say shh, that is a sound, so you can listen that sound because you know that it's a sound. But today we're going to learn how does this sound travel, how you are able to perceive and to listen to this sound, the different sounds that we can listen every single day in our houses or even when we are going outside. So everywhere and whenever we listen different sounds. So let's go to the next slide. Remember that we're talking about how do sounds travel. But first, let's define what is a sound. What is a sound? What do you think that it's a sound, class?
I want to share something.
Okay, tell me. Who knows what is a sound?
Is that a sound means when you sing?
Okay, thank you, Colette. So nice.
You make a sound when you sing.
You sing. Okay, you make a sound when you are making some noise. What else?
When you clap.
Clap.
Listen music.
Right. Listening to music, you listen the sounds of the music. That's right, the beats. When you're playing with your dog, for example, or your pets, you might make some noise. You might have some toys, different toys, like they have some noise, like this one. Makes a noise, so it's you listen to that sound, right?
This in this presentation that dice ya que dice que puse bienvenido cuarto parcial y adiós el tercer parcial.
Third partial, yeah, we're in fourth partial, remember. Yes, we'll almost finish this.
Entonces puse un corazón en el cuarto parcial y un muñequito feliz. En el tercer parcial, un muñequito triste porque me fue y un corazón roto que me fue.
Representing the third and the fourth partial. So nice, Colette, so nice. Now let's watch this video, class. Pay attention because here is going to give us a demonstration and the explanation why it sounds. Then we're going to make some comments about it. Comments about the video, class. Comments about this video. Do you like the video or not?
Yes.
Yes. That's an interesting video, class. It talks about what is sound, what is pitch, what is volume. This is like an introduction. And it describes the different sounds. What happens if you close the door when you are talking on the phone? It's going to be different, the sounds that you listen. What happens if you are in a place where it can be an echo? What happened? It was even a different way how we can perceive the sound in different scenarios in different places, right? Rebecca, you want to share something?
For example, one instrument and all instrument are a sound different.
That's right. The sound is different. It was using different instruments also. Excellent. That was just an introduction. Now on page P106 of your book, we have the information. How does the sound travel? Tell me, Gabriela.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes, you can go. How does the sounds travel? Sounds are all around you, class. Stop and listen a minute. Right now, listen what you can listen, class. What is the thing that you're listening? Right now, you're listening my voice because you're in the class. You can listen to the voice of your classmates.
Yeah.
Right now is what you're listening. Marcelo, tell me. Marcelo?
Yo tengo una de esas.
You have one of this? Okay, excellent. Now it says you might hear, oh yes, now we can listen to Marcelo's sounds, different instruments, the instruments that he has. So you can stop for a minute, try to think about what am I listening? I've listened a dog barking, I listen Michelle speaking, talking, I listen Marcelo's instruments. What are things I am listening to? Maybe some of you might have music. Maybe some of you might be
guitar
listening your
and
sister,
a
your
maraca.
brother, your father talking, or your grandmother, your
listen.
grandfather watching HCH, the TV,
I
and so you are
listen.
listening also that news.
I
Yeah.
listen my marker when I do this.
That is a sound, Rebecca. That's right. So that sound it's made from different things. The sounds we can reproduce by when we are talking, when we're speaking, or by different instruments, or like Rebecca, just with a pencil. So the sound it's something that it's important here. Each of the instruments that the children in the picture are playing makes a different sound. The sound of the music is different from a door banging or the crack of a bat against a place. They are different, the sounds. However, all of these sounds are alike in some ways. The sounds of doors, bats, and music are made in the same way it says here. All these sounds are made when matter vibrates. What is to vibrate? To move quickly back and forth. That is vibration. The vibration is moving quickly back and forth. And here we have some examples here. Some examples of this. Look at this boy, this girl. They have different instruments. So what they are trying to say is that the vibration of these music instruments, they might be almost the same. Remember, all the sounds, they are not the same, but they make different sounds. Now, we have some properties of matter. This is important to learn also. Properties of matter class. Okay, now, you know that the drum makes sounds, but how can you hear the sound class? How can you hear the sound? You can listen the sound because you have ear class. If you don't have an ear, you're not going to listen the sound. You're not going to listen Khaled singing. You're not going to listen to some of music. No. But if you have ear and you have the ability, the capacity to listen to, you can hear the sound. Okay, and also it says here, look at the picture of the left and read to find out more about the sounds of the waves. There are some waves, class, some waves like this string. Look here. In this way, it goes the sound in this wave. Now let's read about sound waves. Sound waves. Who wants to read this part? Sound waves. Rebecca, okay. And then Khaled.
Sound waves are different from light waves. Sound waves are more like the waves that move through that the spin show here. Notice that is some place that's part of the spin are close together. When sound vibration move through matter, they push the particles of matter close together. As the sound vibration pass, the particles move apart again.
Excellent. So here it says the sound waves class. This representation of this, you see here, this spring is the sound waves. Look at here, it's mentioned here that you have some parts of the spring are close together like this. Look at this part. They look like closer than this part. They are more separated. Why? Because it says when the sound vibrations move through matter, they push the particles of matter closer together. So when the sound is like moving from one side to the other side, it is together when they are moving, but the particles move apart again when the sounds pass. So when the sound is going through, they are closer, and when the sound pass, they are like separated. They are apart again. That is what it says, the sound of waves. Now, what about the wavelength? Khaled, help me to read this part, the wavelength. You're muted.
The wavelength of the sound wave is the distance from a point on a one part of a wave to the same point on the next wave.
Excellent. So here it's pointed here. The wavelength, thank you, Khaled, of the sound is the distance from one point, so from this point to another point, to the same, but in the same wave. So for example, from this point to this point, that is the wavelength. From one point of the same sound to the other sound. So the wavelength is going to vary because here they are separated, they're apart, and these they are closer. So that is a wavelength. How is the distance from one point to another? And look at here, it says the boy uses a lot of energy to shout and makes a loud sound. A person can hear him a lot distance. So if he is yelling, shouting, so it's screaming, you're going to listen even though you're not close to this boy. So it's because of this, the sound that it's producing, how it's the waves of these sounds is the way that we can listen to him, this boy yelling. And here we have some examples, class, a wavelength of a sound wave. Remember, is the distance from one point to another. In this case, the distance, the wavelength from this point to the other point. From here to here, here to there, these points. And the longer wavelength that we have here is this one. Why? Because here they look like they are closer, and here it looks like separated. So that's why it's considered that the wavelength is going to be longer, because it's separated and it's continuous, going to continue. Questions about this, class? The properties of matter, the sound waves.
No.
Nope. Okay, let's copy this in the notebook. So how does sounds travel? We're going to copy everything, class. How does the sounds travel here? Complete the following statements. No, you don't have to draw with the correct form. So we're going to write the 6 and the answer of this question. So we have vocal cord sounds. It says 2 because 2 times we're going to use this word. Matter, waves, and vibrate. So let's try to complete it together. For example, number 1, it says, without sounds, waves couldn't travel. What do we need here? Which word it's going to match in this sentence?
Sound?
Without the sound of the sound, no. Without matter, the sounds waves couldn't travel. Remember that it needs to be the matter that is everything that it's around us. Without matter, sounds waves couldn't travel. So the sound is not going to travel if there is no matter. Matter, it's everything. Remember that it's around us. Then we have number 2, class. When objects vibrate, they create what? When objects vibrate, they create what? They create sounds. If there is a vibration, for example, your phone, your cell phone, if it is vibrating, you say, I'm going to put just when it's going to vibrate, it's going to make a sound. If someone is calling to you through the phone, it's going to vibrate your cell phone, so it's going to create a sound. So there is a vibration there. Or when you clap together your hands, or you like this girl that it's playing the drums, there she's making a sound. So there is a vibration of the sound. Number 3, sounds travels in what? That was in the previous slide. Sounds travels in what?
Waves?
In waves, excellent. That is the answer.
We have to copy el cuadrado.
Copy the sentences, this. You say the word bank.
We don't have to copy el cuadrado that is all the words.
Not necessary. You just try to write the sentences. It's okay. So you can use a different color to know that this is the word that we're using for each of them. So the sounds, remember, that travels in waves. We talk about that. The waves, they can be closer or they can be apart. So they are, it depends. It depends of how the sound is passing. Number 4, we don't know the word here, but it says that to move quickly back and forth. Why it moves quickly back and forth?
Vibrate.
Vibrate. Yes, that is the answer. Vibrate, it's to move quickly back and forth. It's to produce a sound. Excellent, Lucia. That is the answer.
I finished.
Finished? Okay, number 5. It's a kind of energy, but you can see it.
Vocal cord.
Vocal cords? No, it's sound. Sound, it's an energy, but you cannot see it. You just listen the sound, but you cannot see the sound. You can listen the sound, for example, pouring water in a vase, but you cannot see it. Just listen. And number 6, it says vibrate to make the sound of your voice.
Vocal cord.
Vocal cords, that's right. You have vocal cords. Excellent. To make the sound of your voice. And now we have to answer also this question. How do string instruments make sounds? How these instruments make the sounds?
How do vibrate?
By vibrating? Yes, excellent. In other words, it's vibrating. When you plug the strings, for example, they vibrate the air around it. Excellent. So by vibration, that is the answer.
I finished.
Show me your notebook, Khaled.
And copy that answer.
Yes.
How do
Copy question and
strings
answer.
make sound?
Yes, everything. Copy question and answer also. Are you sure that you finished, Khaled?
Oh.
Pretty sure?
Yes. And copy the question and answer.
Question and answer. You finish the copy question and answer, Khaled? Finish. Show me your notebook before we go. We're going to stop here, and tomorrow in science class, we're going to continue talking about the sounds and talking about the information that it's in the book. Okay, so if you finish, show me your notebook and you're dismissed, class. Bye-bye. Thank you, Anna. Bye-bye. Thank you, Marcelo. Bye-bye. Thank you, Marcelo. Excellent.